video intro for Phorm. I'm a little late making it, but it's better to be late than never. So here we go. I guess I'll just share with you a little bit of my story and talk about all kinds of things. So my name is Jordyn. I'm 20 years old and I'm from Missouri. And I guess I really started kind of getting into fitness whenever I was 15. I was always an athlete in school. I played soccer, played softball, basketball, but I think soccer was my prime sport. But whenever I was 15, I met a guy that liked to spend a lot of time in the gym. And I kind of followed him around there. I just wanted to spend time with him. That's kind of how I first got in there, which is fine. So in the beginning, it wasn't really necessarily something I did for fitness. I just really wanted to spend time with him. And we've actually been together now for 6 years, so couples that live together stay together, I guess, right? But after I kind of started watching him, I challenged myself to do some of his workouts, and I got, attached to it, and my fitness goals have changed over the years, which is fine. I think everybody's goals change. I think that's good to keep it new and keep it motivating. But at first, I kind of was just in it for, trying to improve myself for sports, and it was more sports oriented. And then it kind of got more into, I was interested in doing a bikini competition, and that quickly faded. That wasn't necessarily something that I wanted to do. And now it's kind of gotten into more of, I'm trying to improve my strength. I think that's fun, trying to push as much weight as you can, and trying to build a physique. So that's awesome. But I think I really got serious with it probably a couple of years ago and took it to the next level. So let's see. I started college at Truman State University in August of 2014. And I decided that I wanted to major in health science. My choice between health science and exercise science was that I decided I wanted to learn about all the dimensions of health instead of focusing on just like the physical dimension. Health has always interested me. I think it's important, and I really wanted to obtain the knowledge so that I could help others. So I decided to go that route, and throughout my studies at Truman Health Science, I decided that the next step I wanted to take is to go to physical therapy school. I've shadowed physical therapists, and I've learned that that's the career that I want to do. I think it's amazing that they get to help a variety of people with a variety of situations. It goes from helping, a little old lady be able to regain her balance and trust just to walk down the hallway, an athlete coming back from an injury that wants to go back into a sport, or a farmer who just wants to treat his elbow pain so that he can carry around those heavy buckets and stuff and do his manual labor that they do every day. So I just think it's cool. I think it's cool that you get to help that variety of people, and you get to hear the different stories, and you can really make a difference in their life. And since it kind of goes hand in hand with physical fitness and overall health, it just works perfectly for me, especially now that my love for lifting has grown. So that's my goal now. I actually graduated from Truman State this past December, so I actually got through college fairly quickly. It only took me 2.5 years, but everyone goes at their own pace. So that's fine. So now I'm just kind of waiting to apply to schools for physical therapy, hoping that I can get into a program soon. It's very competitive, so it may take a while, but I'm not going to give up on it. I'll just keep doing what I need to do to get in there. So I think one of my biggest accomplishments so far actually doesn't have much to do with fitness. It just has something to do with goal-oriented stuff. So whenever I was 15, I got my first job. It was just a part-time job, and when I first got it, it was more for to help pay for my gas, car insurance, and stuff like that. But after watching my brother go to college, he went to college in my first year in high school. He was talking to my parents about the expense, the loans, and he didn't really qualify for much financially, and neither did I. So it was very expensive, and I remember or listening to my parents talk to him about the loans and how he's going to have to pay them off and all that jazz. And so as I was sitting there listening to them, I set the goal that I wanted to be able to pay for my own college the best that I could. And I didn't want to have help from my parents. So I set this goal. And I remember whenever I would talk to people about this, I don't think they really believed me that that's what I wanted to do. And And then, thinking about being able to save enough money to pay for an entire undergraduate degree is tough. It's not easy, and it's a lot of money. College is expensive. And so I just kept grinding. I kept working from points on, from 15 to 20 years old. I would work 20 to 40 hours a week, sometimes more. I worked various part-time jobs, and I just saved as much as I could. And it was tough because with fitness, you have to put money into it, or so that you think you have to put money into it. You have to pay for a gym membership. If you want supplements, you have to pay for supplements. Healthier food options and nutrition is expensive. It's not easy. So it was really challenging because I was trying to save anything I could, much as I could. And so balancing that and general bills such as gas and car insurance and paying for books for college, and then still trying to keep up with my nutrition and my fitness goals, it was challenging, it was hard. And so I remember at some points I would get really beat up about it, and it was really hard to stay focused and trust the process. I think that's what it comes down to, is you really just got to trust yourself and just keep going. You just got to keep moving. And I'm actually proud to say that the Monday after I graduated, I was able to pay off all of my student federal loans. I owed $11,867 to the government, and that is gone. One of my other goals was to pay off my student loans without having to pay any interest, and I was lucky enough to be loaned subsidized loans so that they didn't accrue interest while I was in school. It just started after graduation. So I made sure I paid that before I had to pay any interest on it. So that was really cool. And I still owe a $5,500 loan to Truman, but the interest doesn't accrue until after the grace period. And the grace period is 9 months, so I'm giving myself that time to save up the money to be able to pay that off. But I'll get there, and then I will be debt-free from school, and that's pretty cool. And I think why that's so important to me is not only did I meet my goal, but it's also going to help me whenever I decide to go to a physical therapy program. That's very expensive. So I'm going to be able to receive more loans to be able to get through that school. And I'm most proud of the fact that I didn't have to, burden my parents with the expense, but I was able to take that pressure off of them. They didn't have to worry about how I was going to pay for college or my books or anything like that. So that feels good. That feels good that I was able to do that, and they didn't have to worry about it. So I think it's just crazy how many people doubted me. They didn't think that I'd be able to do it. You wouldn't think that a 20-year-old, starting at 15 through 20, would be able to save 18 grand to be able to pay off student loans. And I'm blessed to say that my school that I chose, German State, and their expense is lower than other options. So I was very smart and strategic on deciding which college I wanted to go to. So I'm blessed to say that my college expense wasn't tremendously large, but it was still a big chunk, but I was able to handle it, and I'm really proud of myself for that. And I get asked a lot of questions like, how did you do it? How did you save up that much money? They're mind blown whenever I tell people that. And it's easier than you think. When you set the goal and you just work hard for it and you never give up, you trust the process, you get there. Whenever you start doubting yourself, whenever you start letting others get to you, that's when it gets tricky. That's when things don't happen. You're told all your life, you can be whoever you want to be, do whatever you want to do. Those aren't magical words. You don't just say that and it happens. You have to believe in it. You have to trust it, and you have to live it. And I think that's where a lot of people go wrong with some of their goals and missing out on it, is because they stop believing in themselves. And you have to believe in yourself. That's the only way you're going to get there. You're going to have so many people doubt you. You're going to have so many people not believe that you can do it. And if you're one of those people, then you're not going to make it. You have to be one of those very few people that believes in yourself if you want to get where you want to be. And it's hard, I know. It's very hard. And you're not going to have great days every day. You're not going to wake up every morning and say, this is awesome, I'm doing exactly what I need to do, things are going great. You're going to have those days where you wake up and it sucks. It sucks. You have good days and you have suck days. It's not fun. But I think what's important about that is the ups and downs are what make you strong. The ups and downs are what keep you on your toes. Because if it was easy, then everyone would get where they wanted to be and not have any problems. The things that are worth having, obviously, you have to work for. You don't just get them. So I think that's a big piece of it. And I think that comes into fitness as well. I think sometimes people get so intimidated by how much time they think they have to put into it and how much money they have to put into it. I was a full-time college student with 17 to 18 credit hours, the max that I could take. I would have classes from 7:30 in the morning until 1. I would go to work from 1:30 until 8:30, 9 o'clock, and then I would go to the gym until 10 o'clock at night. And it was tough, but I believed in what I was doing, and I didn't give up, and I did the work that needed to be done, and I made it happen. I was able to still chase my goal of paying for college, doing well in college, finishing college, and staying on top of my fitness goals. And it was hard. And I think that was what was so great about it. It was challenging. I love to be challenged, and I think everybody should love to be challenged, because if you're being challenged and you're getting better, you're getting stronger, so that's important. So sometimes I hear people say, like, I don't have time to go to the gym. Well, I mean, it's hard for me to hear that, because after, the long days of work and then school, like, I still made it there. And I think it doesn't boil down to watch or the clock, it boils down to your heart. Like, if you have the motivation of your heart, if you have, the drive, then you'll make it happen. I think that's what a lot of people forget, is that you have to make things happen. They don't happen for you. So that was tough. But I loved it. I love the process, and that's another big thing. You just have to love it. I love the ups and downs, because the ups feel great. The ups keep you positive and motivated, but the downs make you stronger. The downs make you work hard. They challenge you to be better, and I think that's so important. And when people talk to me about cost of fitness, I get really confused, because you don't necessarily need to spend a lot of money into fitness and nutrition to get the results you want. But it's also one of those things where you can't be afraid to invest in yourself, because there's nothing better that you can invest in. Invest in yourself. Invest in bettering yourself. That's what's going to make you better, is if you trust it and you believe in the process and you love the process. So when it comes to cost, I mean, as a college student trying to keep a tight budget to save up money to pay off my loans, I didn't have a lot of money to put into my fitness. I'd buy protein every now and then, I'd buy a pre-workout, but I tried to make sure that I had the essential things that I needed to make things happen. One thing I always tell people when it comes to having a healthy, nutritious lifestyle based on a really low budget is water. Drink water all day. That's a big step you can take. That's cheap. Water is cheap. You can get it free anywhere, basically. So if you start by just making your diet based off of drinking water, that's one big step you can make, and it's not expensive. And then you just have to start making slow changes into your diet and your routine to get the goals you want. And I think people get caught up in sometimes the fact that they think it'll happen overnight, and you just have to be patient. And that's something that I struggle with, is just being patient, letting things happen, and letting the pressure get to me. But once again, that's what makes you better. So with cost, I think you just have to do what you can do. You don't have to spend thousands of dollars on products. You don't have to spend thousands of minutes in the gym. You just have to make it work for you and your goals. And I think a lot of people feel pressure sometimes whenever they see other people or read about other people. And what you have to keep in mind is that you are your own person. You have to be yourself, and you have to believe in yourself, and you have to trust what you want for yourself. You can look at so-and-so's Instagram page, and he can easily get bent out of shape because you don't have a six-pack abs. Well, then work for it. If that's what you want for yourself, work for it. Don't be looking at other people's pages and getting bent out of shape whenever it's something you can achieve too. And that's something I've struggled with. Looking at other people's Instagram posts or Facebook posts or any bodybuilding website for that matter with profiles, I'd look at someone and I'd be like, man, her delts are awesome. I want delts like that. And instead of getting all bent out of shape about it, instead of letting it get to me, I would tell myself, I can do that. Like, there's nothing that I can't do that someone else can. You just have to believe in yourself. And that's what's so hard sometimes. It's such a simple thing, but it's so hard to do. And I think once you learn that for yourself, things start changing. Once you really start living that you can be whoever you want to be, you can do whatever you want to do lifestyle, that's when things change. You have to stop listening to it as magical words and start living it as a lifestyle, and I think that's where where big things happen. So I think that's one reason why I'm so drawn to Phorm. The athletes on Phorm, the workers on Phorm, everything about Phorm is about bettering yourself as an individual, about working towards your goals, never giving up, never settling, and just doing the work. It just boils down to doing the work, and it's so crazy to think that so many people just give up on themselves because, you know, the big key ingredient is to believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself, do the work, and just go get it. Gosh, I love it. And that's why I love Phorm so much, is I just love what they stand for. And I've read through a lot of the athletes' profiles, and I've listened to a lot of the athletes and just kind of followed them. And I think I found the best motivation from them that I think anyone could ever find. And it's not because it's, hey, look at my abs, hey, look at my legs, look, I can bench 7,000 pounds. It's, hey, look, this is where I started, this is the work I've done, and this is where I'm at, and you can do it too. And I love that. It's a team thing. It's a family. And I'm a huge family person. That's why I've stayed in Kirksville all my life. That's why I don't want to leave. I love my family, and that's what's so great about Phorm is it's just like another family. And I love being a part of it. And that's another great thing is you don't have to be, you know, ripped and cut and lean and super strong to be a part of the family. You just have to live the Phorm lifestyle. Believe in yourself, motivate others, help others. And so, a couple of years ago, whenever I first started getting into Phorm, I realized for myself that I was too dependent on letting people come to me for things instead of going and reaching out to people. And I've learned through Phorm that you just have to grab these people and just tell them they can do it. Motivate them. Give them the hope that they can reach their goals and just keep pushing them to do it. And so this past semester, I decided that I wanted to do something like that. I wanted to reach people, I wanted to help people to better themselves. And so at Truman, I taught a beginning weightlifting class. I only had 11 students, so it was a small class, but those 11 students, I feel I impacted them greatly. I helped them learn just basic compound movements, I helped them learn basics of lifting, how basically a weight room works, some things they can expect, and I saw them grow from the beginning of the semester to the end of the semester. And that's a great feeling. Seeing people that you're helping just get that click, get that, I can do it, I can reach the goals I want for myself, and it's not scary. And I think one big thing about it is taking the fear out of people and giving them just the push to just better themselves. And it felt great. So I think that's a big step that I've taken in reaching out to people. I'm generally just more shy. It's really hard for me to get myself to go to people, but I'm stepping out of my comfort zone and getting better about it. And that was a really big step for me. And that's the kind of thing that Phorm does, and I just love it. It's absolutely great. And that's why I want to be a part of the team. I love helping people. I love being one that someone comes to. I love it whenever someone sends me a message and asks me for advice. I instantly reply, and I think sometimes they're shocked because they ask me a basic question and I send them basically a novel back. So that's how much I care about it. And so I love it when people come to me, and that's one reason I want to join the Phorm team, is because I know that I can help even more people. And that's what's so great about it. So with that being said, that's why I want to join Phorm. And I think it would be really great. I absolutely love this company, I love this team, I love the family, and that is it.